my spoiler review for Batman. Okay, this is everything. Uh, Spoiler review. How do you do these? You don't just tell the whole movie, do you? I guess you could. Well, they gave me this comic book. I didn't read it. I didn't read it because I don't want to know anything. I just want to see the movie. I don't want to be spoiled by the comic. If there was anything in there, I didn't even read it yet. I still haven't read it. But I'll get around to that. But the movie itself. Okay, so it's gothic. Okay, you got the story. I think it's good overall. First off, I think it's a good movie. It's good. I like the scene, the music. It's very. I want to see it again. I want to see the scenes again. Kind of. It's that movie where you want to go back just to watch those scenes. I want to watch the scenes. Those scenes were good. Okay, so what happens? Let me think about it. So Batman, where is? Okay, so some guy. I don't know. I shouldn't tell the whole story now, but Batman's there. He's making a presence. He's at a crime scene. He's who's that guy? Was that Gordon? I don't even know if that was Gordon. I think it was. The guy from Cadillac Records. I remember that guy from that movie. And he seems to be Batman's only friend. They're checking out the crime scene. Batman takes his time going through the crime scene. The cops are just looking at him like, oh my god, that's the guy. He's just there. He's really out here. Batman's taking a close look at all this stuff. He's like, And then he leaves, and like the cops looking at it like, wait, what is he looking at exactly? They're taking a picture of whatever Batman's looking at, which is cool. I thought that was cool. Like they're looking up to him like he knows something we don't. Let me check it out. So at first I thought that was Thomas Wayne. It was okay. So it's like a modern day Batman. You got phones. You got live streaming. So Batman, you find out later, Batman, he's got some eye scanner technology. He's got a bunch of technology. He's living in the subway, Blank Man style. It reminded me of Blank Man. He's going to the subway in the train cart. I mean, not in a train cart. He's on a motorcycle. He travels as Bruce Wayne with the eye makeup on, with a hoodie, with a motorcycle. And then when he gets to the crime scene or whatever, he changes into Batman, I guess. There's some moments that are kind of weird with that. I'll get back to that, I hope, if I remember. I don't take any notes. I should take notes next time if I ever do another one of these. During the movie and, after. Off the top of my head, though, Batman, he does that. He's got the Alfred's worried about him. He's like, you know how Alfred is. He's like, yo, what are you doing this for? Yo, your daddy, He's like, you're not my dad. But your dad told me I'm your dad. All that whole thing. So another people are dying. Got to solve the cases. Batman doesn't know what's going on. The Riddler is sending messages to the Batman directly, only for the Batman. So he goes to a funeral. The funeral. Bruce Wayne he encounters someone, Falcone. He's talking to him like, hey, what are you doing? What did you do before, man? Well, that's messed up. And it's kind of like, wow, don't get too close. Your jawline is kind of recognizable if you've seen Falcone as Batman. They have Batman going into a club. I think it's before that scene. He went to a club. He's kicking butt like the Dark Knight. The scene with the Dark Knight where he's in the club. It was pretty awesome. That was a great scene. Him just going into the club with the music blasting. He's walking through the hallway. He's like, I'm Batman, what up? He's punching everybody. They have a recurrable joke in that where he arrives at the club and there's the guys at the door. It's a spoiler review, so, go ham. I'm going ham. The guys at the door, it's a big reveal. He goes into the club. He's talking to, who is he talking to? Penguin, I think. He's asking questions. It's like Law and Order. The whole movie's like Law and Order. An episode of Law and Order with Batman and Gordon. Pretty much. It's funny it's cool how Batman like talks to these criminals and leaves because he can't really arrest them. He has no big dirt on him. They can get him in for life. So he's got to keep going back and forth, figuring stuff out. The anti-hero, he's in there in the clubs talking to the villains, then leaving. And I don't want. That's why I want to do these reviews right off the bat. Even with that's why you should take notes. I'm forgetting it, so I gotta hurry. So we got the club. Right. You got the okay. Back to the funeral. So the Riddler crashes through the funeral. I thought, well, Bruce Wayne's there. He's not as Batman during the day, and he's just looking around menacingly. Bruce Wayne's mingling with the people. He's very scarred. He's not talking to anyone. He's not smiling. He's not even fake smiling, like Bruce Wayne would do in some of the shows and comics. He's not fake. I don't read much of the comics, to be honest, so I don't even know if he does that. But later on, but he's not fake smiling for the cameras. He's just Bruce Wayne's like young. He seems to have a chip on his shoulder, whatever that means, and he's like lurking around the funeral. He sees the kid of the guy who died, where earlier in the crime scene he saw the kid, looked at him as Batman. Now he's looking at him as Bruce Wayne. And then the car's coming, and he looks up. There's people on the bleachers, upper church bleachers, and he sees one guy just standing there. Everyone else is trying to get out of the way, so he knows that guy's the Riddler. And then the car crashes through the door. He has to get the kid. Then the guy's gone. So it's like, okay, he's looking at Bruce Wayne, what he does, maybe. Like, what's his reaction to the car coming? And he saw the Bruce Wayne protected the kid. Maybe that's what happened there. But and he always leaves notes to the Batman. The guy has like a chain on his neck, like Jigsaw. That's a good thing to remember. This reminds me of Jigsaw, Batman versus Jigsaw, basically. That's pretty cool. I always wanted to see that. They have the contraptions on their face and stuff, like 2 times. And the guy has a bomb with, contraption for his neck. It's a bomb, pretty much. I don't know. There's no chopping of the neck or anything. They didn't show much blood. It's like, oh my god, his whole head is destroyed. But then it's off camera, So maybe that's how they get away with was it R rating still? There wasn't too much blood. Just a lot of punching, shooting. No cursing, really. Nope, not even much blood. Not much. But when you see it, you pretty see it. You see it there. But you get the bomb on his neck. And then he's like, Batman's not there yet. So Bruce Wayne leaves. The whole scene's cleared, and he's just him and the bomb. The bomb squad's there because they don't want to get near this guy's neck. And then the Batman comes out of the shadows. Like before, let me go back. The subway, when he first appears, the Batman comes in the subway. He arrives out of the darkness with a bunch of thugs robbing some man. And the Batman just he says, bring it on, basically. He's just kicking everyone's butt. Other people run away. Some people are like, okay, I don't want this life, actually. So that's how he does business. He comes out of the shadows. That's like his entrance. So he comes out of the shadows in the church. Like, I'm here to save the day, okay? He takes this guy. He's looking at his neck. He's like, okay. And then they have a phone on his hand. Answer the phone. It's for the Batman. They kept it ringing the whole time. I guess they didn't want to answer it because they might blow up the bomb. But Batman's like, give me that. He rips the tape off his thing that reads like, you're a liar. Stop the lying. And then he takes the phone. He's like, he answered the phone. He doesn't care about the bomb goes off. He's right next to him. I would suspect like Batman, I guess an older Batman would just like have an anti-bomb suit on or something. This is just like a Batman who doesn't care if he dies. But he just turns on the phone. He's like, yo, what up? And it's funny because it's like a FaceTime with Batman and Riddler. It's hilarious. But you get used to it. It's just, there's so much meme potential with that. He's like, hello, Batman. And Batman's like, whoa. Like when you call it like a family member. So it takes a minute to get used to that. But the ridiculousness, once you get absorbed in, you're good. So he's telling him riddles, and the guy's like, I don't know. And then Batman's like, justice, that's the answer. And he's the number one guy at Wheel of Fortune. He knows all the answers. And he's like, oh yeah, that's it. And he's like, okay, then there's 2 more riddles. And he's like, what's this to this? And he's like, ugh. And then there's a deep meaning going on. This guy's part of a dirty cop ring. That's why he's being targeted. And Batman's like, answer, he'll kill you. And he's like, no, I'll die if I answer. And he'd rather just die right there than answer. And then his head blows up. And Batman's like, damn, he actually got his head blown up. Now, I'm remembering. Oh, thank God my memory's working today. All right, so Batman gets knocked out from the bomb. The police don't unmask him. That's pretty unbelievable. You know, I think in real life they'd be like, okay, rip his head off, rip his mask up right there. But who knows? Maybe he's been doing so much work for them. You don't know what they did for the past year. It's year 2, I think. The end of year 2 or something like that. So maybe they did a lot in that year and a half or whatever. That they respect him not to unmask him. Maybe Gordon was there to say, back up. Don't touch the mask. But they bring him all the way back to the Gotham precinct, I'm assuming. So that makes it unbelievable. They don't unmask him the entire time. And they really want Batman. He's in big trouble because it's like he caused the bomb to go off, even though, you know, it was to the Batman. He played it. He's involved, so they want to get him for that. The police are all on his back. The Batman's calling him out like, you guys are despicable. Was it you? Was it you guys he was trying not to talk about? So they get mad at Batman. And then Gordon's like, let me talk to him alone. And then he's like, Batman, get the hell out of here. Yeah, take the door over here and get out, because this is going to be trouble. We have to get you out of here. So Batman's like, okay. Boom! He punches Gordon in the face and then leaves the door. He's like, oh, he closed the door, he locks it, he's running down the hallway. So all the cops are chasing him. It's a pretty great scene, actually. How the hell does he get out of there? Oh, right. Okay, I'm remembering. My memory's so good. Okay, so he goes to the roof. There's cops running everywhere. He used the grappling hook. It's the first time you get to see it in use, I think. And then it's really strong, goes up a bunch of stairs. Then he goes on top of the thing, and you're thinking he looks like the Batman from the Arkham Knight game, the shiny armor. But he doesn't do the cape thing. The cape isn't like the Dark Knight Rises or Batman Begins or whatever. He like takes his cape or something. It transforms into, he zips it up and turns into a wingsuit, like one of those wingsuits people do for fun. And he jumps off the top of the Gotham PD, I think that is. It could be the church, but it had a gated area. It was a prison. I think it was police precinct. It's got to be. It could be the church though. I could be wrong. But he dives off. And then he hits the bridge. His parachute hits the bridge. He lands on top of a bus. He was trying to land on the bus, but it went under a bridge, and the parachute got caught on it. He flipped over. He crashed onto the taxi cab on the right, parked, and then boom, he's on the ground. I think he uses a grappling hook in the Penguin. I think it was before this. I'm not sure though. In the iceberg, the Penguin's hideout. It's a main area in this movie. And he's like, he was fighting the club people. I guess that's when that happened. Yeah. I forgot to mention, he used on his arm, like on the book here, he has I noticed this before the movie started. He has like a robot arm, but it's actually like arrows that for grapple hooks, and he uses it. He hooks people with it. He hurts them, and the Penguin's like, "Hey, stop killing people! Stop attacking people! I'm here now." Okay, that's when he stops fighting. That's a great scene. But going back to when he jumps off the thing. So somewhere between there and the beginning of the movie, he tracks down Selina Kyle. There's dirt coming out from the Falcones, the police, the senators and stuff. So he's tracking down this person he met there when he first went to the Iceberg Lounge, this woman, because he noticed that her shoes were the same as a picture in one of the senators dating some lady of the night. Had the same shoes, so he tracked her down, found that lady, scoping him out in the apartment. Then noticed that she changed into Catwoman gear, left, and he followed her again. She went back to the senator's house that died, opened a safe up, and that's when Batman comes back. He's like, "Yo, what up? What are you doing here? What's going on?" So then they start fighting. Then the cop comes up to check out the place because it's a crime scene. They have a cop posted there, and they hide. Batman's holding the Catwoman in his arms because they don't want to be caught. They're behind a wall. The cop leaves, so it's kind of like they're working together at that point. And then she's like, "Okay, I'm here for a passport." That girl left. She doesn't have one. She has to get out of here. He's like, "Okay." let's do it. And they go back to her house, the apartment, but they realize that it's been ransacked since they left. This is the beginning of the movie. This is a lot of stuff here. I'm surprised I remember this much. So I just gotta focus on where I am, and then just don't get out of that trance, and I'll remember everything. So he he's like, okay, we gotta find her. Help me out. He has this contact lens. That's why he was in the first scenes when he's at the crime scene. He's looking at everything very still because he has a contact lens technology that scans things, and he replays them on the computer when he gets home. And he gives one of these to Selena to go into the Iceberg Lounge because she frequents there. And she starts scanning while he's talking to her on a mic from the across the thing, whatever. And then he's like, stand still, I need to read their faces to know who they are. And he's realizing that the whole... Before that guy died with the head, though, he says, like, you don't know how deep this goes, and then he dies. But now back to this, though, because I just remember that. Batman's noticing that there's everyone there. The whole DA is there. Everyone's corrupt, pretty much. He's realizing that, like, it's pretty futile. I think that's the vibe I got. Like, Batman's been doing all this work, but it seems like nothing has changed, and the people are just working against him. Even the people who are supposed to be fighting for justice. So, but then Selena goes off and tries to ask someone who knows the girl that she's friends with about her, but Batman's like, no, focus on the senators and talk to more with the DA people. But Selena wants to get to some answers where this girl is, so she's going, and then they get into a talk about I don't know, Falcone, like I don't know, something I'm forgetting. But Batman's like, oh, you have a relationship with him or something? And that's when Selena's like, okay, forget this. She takes the eye out. She takes the contact out. She's done. And Batman's like, no. And then she starts talking to the girl. And then Falcone, something else. I don't know. I'm forgetting there. Oh, shoot. What happens now? Let me think. Maybe I should pause for a sec. Holy crap, this is a 17-minute long video? Wow. Oh. Gordon always contacts him with the light on top of some radio tower or something. And Catwoman, she does the same sometimes. And she also put a note where the lens is, because she's like, where are you at? Because he hasn't contacted her. He wants to contact him somehow. I guess, but I don't know why she didn't use the bat signal. Oh yeah, but between that time, something happened. Batman, Falcone, what? I'm missing something here. So, one senator leaves that Batman wanted to keep talking to, but he gets caught by the Riddler. Wait, that was before the church scene. Oh, whoops. That's why it's all messed up. Let me see, where can I continue from? Okay, well, I guess here's something. Okay, so there's another riddle where it's like, okay, the feathers, the bird, La Rata. It's another riddle, and Alfred's helping. He's like, okay, I did this riddle in the morning paper, and Bruce has his sunglasses on in the morning. He's like, I can't see, bro. It's a long night gaming. Falcone, by the way, doesn't seem to take off his glasses at all. I don't know why that is. Even in dark rooms, I don't know. But anyway, so they want to contact the Penguin again because he's the next guy. Larata, it's a rat with wings. They think it's the Penguin, so they go after the Penguin. They chase him down. They follow him. With Gordon. Penguin's making drug candy or whatever, as he does. And then Batman sees Selena arriving there, and he's like, wait a minute, Gordon, this is, no, don't come in here, and hold on. And then he's like, yo, what are you doing here? And Selena's taking the money, and he's like, I gotta take this money. And then they open up another bag. It's not money. It's a body. I think it's that girl, but I'm not sure. And I think it is. And they start shooting at him right when they notice the body. And Batman's like, "What? It's a body." And then he gets shot at, and Batman goes on the ground. He wasn't paying attention. And then Selina's behind the car. The Penguin's like, "You're trying to rob me, bro?" And Gordon comes in. He drives in, but he's getting shot. The whole car is full of bullet holes. Not a good situation. Selina sees Batman on the ground. She's like, "Dang, he's out for the count, I guess." So she's hiding desperately. But then, one of the coolest parts of the movie, you hear the Batmobile start up. The Batmobile's entering the scene, okay? But I don't know, they chased down the Penguin. Before we get to this, they chased down the Penguin, right? They were following, I guess Gordon wasn't driving with Batman. Batman took a car, because I don't know how else the car got there. He must have been driving that the whole time, just wasn't showing it. So that must be what happened. I was like, well, how'd that car get there if Gordon and Batman were driving? I guess that makes sense, because I was thinking, is Batman in the van with Gordon driving to following the Penguin? But I guess he was driving it. But the car starts up. It's a huge roar. It's just menacing, like, "Yo, I'm here. What up? You better run now." And then, so Penguin's getting in a car. He's leaving his people. The other people scrambling. The car, then you hear another engine start up. It's the jet engine behind it. It's like a big, that's the cool part. It's like a huge, it's very scary and very cool sound. That's when you're like, okay, this is the real deal. This is the Batmobile. This is the new one. They're not kidding. And then the chase begins, okay? So, I guess Gordon lived because he left him behind there with all those people with the guns. But I guess they're running. Batman chases the Penguin into all around, going around. He makes a turn onto the highway. Batman's like, "Oh no!" But he turns on the other side. So Penguin's going the opposite direction of the traffic right now. Then Batman's following him. He hits the concrete to go into his lane, which is the wrong way, of like a three-lane highway. Both 3 lanes there and 3 lanes there. So Batman's following him. They're going through. Penguin switches to the regular side. A lot of cars out there. It's raining, so I don't know how they're actually staying. There must be new tires, because they should be sliding all around the place. Well, Batman's okay, but Penguin had like a regular Fritz car, Chrysler or something. I don't know what it is. But I guess it has new tires to be good in the pouring rain, because he's going like 60 miles an hour, or maybe more, and he's fine. But very cool scene. A lot of very cool chase scene. I want to see it again. But I have to wait till the clips come out, or I watch it in the theater again. But very good scene. I was worried it would be like, I don't know what I was worried about. But it's a good scene. It lucked out. It was good. It worked out. Penguin's, it showed Batman couldn't just get him. Like, okay, I got you. He had Penguin really trying to get away. So, for a second, you'd think the Penguin could pull this off, but no. The Penguin rams into a 18-wheeler to cause it to stop and like swerve in the rain, so it's all the other cars are messing up. So the Penguin's like, "I got you, bro." And that's when the Batman happens. Thank God there's a ramp that conveniently drops. Everything falls apart, but the ramp is there. He goes through the fire and the flames and lands and still catches up with the Penguin at like 60 miles an hour somehow, but that's okay. But he gets him. And then the Penguin's flipping all over the place. And then the Batman's like, "Yo, what up? I'm coming. I'm upside down." And it's funny because the Batman's like, he's looking through the window like, and the music's still playing, so it's kind of funny. But then they're interrogating the Penguin, Gordon and him. And Penguin's like, "You got nothing," or something. And then he's like, "Wait, the rat with wings, is it not the Batman? A bat." Penguin thinks it's a bat, but then they put it together that it could be a Falcone, I think. So they just leave the Penguin there chained in handcuffs, and Penguin's like, you sons of bees, sons of the bees. And it's funny, they just leave him there. Again, they leave the Penguin there. That's funny, because they don't arrest him. They just leave him there for later. But he can get away. But They're not arresting him. They're just leaving him there. No respect. Get home, cuffed. So they go 25 minutes. They're going. Where are they going? Falcone. Targeting Falcone. Well, I don't know where I'm at. Let me think. This gets confusing. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna continue where I think best I can here. But so Falcone is the guy. Okay, he's in the Penguin Club usually. Well, Bruce goes there. There's like the Riddler's doing some stuff. Wait, hold on, I think. I'm not sure when that happens, but Catwoman. Wait, let me think. It's like, I don't remember. I'm gonna go with this first. They released Bruce. The Riddler is releasing Bruce Wayne stuff now, like Sins of the Father. He's like an orphan. Go to this orphanage. He leaves clues like the Wayne family or someone, the mansion. It makes you think, like, does he know that he's Bruce Wayne? Is Batman or something? But no. My memory's getting a little fuzzy, but he goes to so Batman and Gordon go to some Arkham. I think it's Arkham. No, orphanage. And there's like, it's abandoned. An orphanage, and there's just junkies there, and then there's writings on the wall like this is where the truth is or something, like Sins of the Father, and it shows Bruce Wayne's dad running for president or mayor or whatever, and he's like the child must pay or something like that. It's alluding to like death, harm onto the Waynes. So Batman's rushing home. He leaves Gordon. He's rushing home, calling Alfred. He's like, answer the phone. He was not answering though. He's going full speed, and then someone answers, the maid, and the maid's like, "You're an hour too late. It's already happened." And Alfred's not dead, but he opened up. I don't know why he opened up the mail. It's very sus mail. It has the same writing as the Riddler, which he saw before. I don't know why he's opening it. It's so obvious. It's a bomb. It's a huge package in like a yellow envelope. It's one of those envelopes, and it's huge in the middle. Like, of course, why would you open it, Alfred? It's for the Wayne. Okay, it's for Wayne. Let alone, and then you see I saw a fireproof case. I was like, okay, this is definitely a bomb because it's fireproof. So it wasn't intended. So he knows like Wayne wouldn't have opened it, or if he did, he would survive or something. Because he might know he's Batman, and more so the reason to think that the Riddler knows he's Batman, because how would he expect Wayne to survive? Be smart enough not to open it safely, to have a fireproof thing to make sure the message was there for him. So Alfred tosses it away before it blows up, so he's not dead. And Bruce Wayne's learning all this stuff from the Riddler, that his family was kind of corrupt. There was a murder plot. His father and Martha, something going on there. Wayne was gotten involved with Falcone. So Bruce Wayne goes to the Penguin Club again, but just as Bruce Wayne, so he knocks on the door. So it's funny because it's the second time he's there, but now as Bruce Wayne, the same guys open the door. It's like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. It's a different reaction the first time. Like, we're not letting you in, Batman. Now it's like, oh, Bruce Wayne's here. So it's really funny. It's pretty funny. It's not like in your face, like, oh, laugh here. It's just subtle. And Bruce Wayne talks to Falcone to get to the bottom of it. Falcone's like, what do you say? Something happened there. Yeah. He did talk to me about it. Your dad is dirty business. That's the guy from Mr. Deeds. That guy from Mr. Deeds, bro, the Adam Sandler movie. He's Falcone. It's hilarious. The guy with the foot fetish or whatever. The wooden foot. Something with the feet in that movie. So that's hilarious. But I guess people forgot about that, though. And then the other guy's from There Will Be Blood. So in the beginning of the movie, by the way, they showed all the actors sitting in chairs, and they're like, enjoy the movie. It kind of took me out. I was like, I don't want to see you guys out of costume first. That's going to ruin everything. I didn't even know who was going to be in it. Now I know that guy from the movie, There Will Be Blood, is the Riddler. So I don't like that, but yeah, it was kind of cool, you know, whatever. It's just a movie at the end of the day. They should have showed that at the end, but you know, it's fine. Where was I? The Riddler. The Riddler. Right. Where was I? I lost it. Hold on. He says, yeah. Alright, so Batman, he goes confronting Alfred like, hey, you hid this from me for many years. What's going on? Oh, by the way, before, at the church scene where Bruce goes to save that kid, Alfred gave him cufflinks. He's like, you're what do you say? There's a lot of like philosophy lines in this movie. He's like, you're a Wayne or something. It was like, if you're not a Wayne, why are you wearing these Wayne cufflinks? He's like, your dad gave them to me, you know. But Alfred's like, your dad was a good man. Don't listen to Falcone. He didn't know that was gonna he was gonna kill that person, that reporter who was reporting. He figured out that bigger digging. He noticed that Martha was a little crazy, and it would affect his run for mayor or whatever. So he wanted to get this reporter quiet, but he just told Falcone to make it quiet, make him put the fear in God in him. But Falcone took it too far. It's like when they don't give into fear, then you gotta kill him. But Alfred's saying that Thomas Wayne never wanted that. He just wanted him to be scared, not to get this story out. And Bruce is like, I thought my dad was a good guy. I was fighting for him this whole time to realize he's not a good guy. I think this is a plot in one of the comics or something. I've heard this before, like Thomas had dirt on him. But, so he says he was actually a good guy. He wouldn't have done it if he knew. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. And it's like family or something. He shook hands at the end. He held his hand. He was on the bed with the nose plugs. Alfred's still like hurt, so he's in the bed while this is happening. Barely awake. Okay, he's got his eyes hurting, bleeding. Bruce is just sitting there, you know, with him, you know, holding hands. I think this is when the bat signal shines, and Bruce sees it out the window while he's holding Alfred's hand, actually. So he goes to see it. He drives there. You see his car enter the alleyway, but then you see Gordon come out. He's like, that's not you shining the light? I thought it was you. So they check it. It's Selina. He has this guy tied up. He's like, this is the guy who knows something or something. And then she has a message on her phone. She's very hysterical. And he plays it. She plays it. And it's like a voice message of Falcone killing that girl that they were searching for, I think. And then you hear Falcone strangling her. It's funny because Gordon always chimes in. He's like, he's strangling her. It's like, yes, we know. Okay, Gordon, thank you. Gordon always chimes in with something. He's like, oh, do you think that's 2? It's like 1 + 1. What is it, Batman? And then Gordon's like, oh, do you think that's 2? I think it's 2. It's like, yes, Gordon, yeah. Well, no, he just chimes in. It's funny how it's like a cop show. You know, Batman and Gordon. They're always going to places, the crime scenes. But anyway, there's dirt, and then Selina wants to kill him. And Batman's like, no, you don't have to pay. You don't have to do this. It would make you like them. Kind of, you know, that speech, that spiel. We all know Batman. But he's like, don't do it. And then Selina's like, don't do it. Falcone either. Don't kill Falcone. Then Selina's like, I'm going to do it. And he kicks the guy. But Batman saves him with the grapple. And while Selina's getting away to distract them. Then Batman, what does he do? Oh, he does like a cool grapple hook. He hooks it and then runs down the tower where the spotlight is. He's running down it while the grapple is holding him up, so he can like run down the wall. So they're going after Falcone now, but Selina's going in undercover again. But you know they know her, and it's like, I want to see Falcone. It's about the girl. That's when they let her in. It's like, oh, Falcone doesn't want to see anyone tonight. But she's like, I know, it's about the girl. It's, okay, come on. And you realize that, what do you realize? She tells this to them, that Falcone's, I forgot. But I think she tells Batman at the tower when she's crying that Falcone's her dad. I think. That's when that happens. actually. Her mom worked there, and then had her. She was there when she was young, then worked there. Work was in and out. I don't think Falcone knew it was her though. I think they took her away when she was like 7, when her mom was killed by Falcone. So he doesn't know what she looks like now, I guess, but she's still there. I think that's what's going on there. And she's like, okay. She's like, where's the girl? She's crying to Falcone, like, where is she? But she has a gun in her purse. I'm surprised they didn't search her. But she's like, oh, I'm gonna get a tissue, and she almost takes the gun. Are we here already? All right, we're almost done. Or she gets the gun out, but then they're like, wait, we need you over here. There's something going on, because Batman's chasing her, and he enters the. It's the 3rd time this door open joke is going on. The gag. Those guys open the door. There's no one there. First it was Batman, then Bruce. Now no one. And the guy's like, who's here? And then someone darts across the door behind him and closes the door. And so they're looking. Now that they know Bruce is here, they don't know who it is though. He's hooded Bruce. And then he goes into a room. Some guy sees him. He punches him instantly. Bruce punches him instantly. Bruce goes and cuts the power. Yes. But before that, Falcone's watching the TV, and it's the voicemail clip of him killing that girl on the news. So they know it's Falcone now. But Selina has the gun pointed to him now, because she sneaks to the room they're watching the TV, and then she's like, I'm your daughter, you know. I'm back. I'm that girl you killed. I'm the daughter of her. I'm the Selina, the Kyle's daughter. And Falcone's like, oh, put the gun down, put the gun. And then somehow she misses, but right when she shoots, the lights go out, but she missed. Right over his head. It went right over his head. Right before the lights didn't go off, then shoot. It went off. She shot, then it went off right at when, I guess both. I don't know. I had to watch it again, but it's kind of funny. That was kind of unbelievable. It kind of took me out of there. Like, okay, she really missed. What a coincidence that the lights went out. You know, it's a movie. It is a movie. You know, sometimes you gotta say, okay, it's a Batman movie. You know, the comics are gonna have those moments. Like, okay, all of a sudden he saved it. You know, he arrives at the right time. You know, it happens. So I gotta look past that. Sometimes it's fair enough. Otherwise, you're waiting there. So she's hunting on Falcone, and then Falcone gets the best of her he smacks her with the pipe, and then he's like, I had to do this to your mother. Now you know, choking him. Then they're fighting. The pipe's gone. He's using his hands to choke her, but Batman saves her. I think that's. Something else happens there, but that's all I can remember. Batman saves her. He arrives, right? You know, as he's getting choked. I think, yeah. Does that? He pulls him away, punches him, or just pulls him away. What else? Where are we at? We're almost done. Let me try to remember everything. We're doing great here. So the riddle was like Larata, bring the Larata out of the light, the corruption into the light. So they arrest Falcone. Batman says you would have been before at the tower. He said, if you kill this person, you'll be just like them. So she's remembering that stuff. You know, no guns. Oh wait, I don't know if that happens. He says no guns at some point. No guns. I think he said that to Gordon at the orphanage. That's way back. Okay, we're all caught up, I think. So Falcone's exiting the building with Batman. There's a bunch of cops. It's like, yo, we out here. I thought that was the end of the movie. It's not. Okay, the movie keeps going. When you think it's gonna end, it keeps going. Because I'm used to movies like ending like before, like, okay, well, now what's gonna happen? Oh man, but it's like, boom, it's more. So Falcone, they bring him down to the stoops. The Penguin's like, okay, now I'm in charge, you rat. And he's like, what are you talking about? They get into an argument because Penguin's not under arrest. But then he gets shot. Falcone gets shot, and Batman looks at it in his eyes while he dies. I mean, he still has his glasses on the whole time. Even during the fight, he gets shot, he has the glasses on. He dies. He dies, and Batman looks up. I thought Selina shot him first. Like, okay, I'm going to shoot him, actually. But no. You realize that Batman looks up. They're under a street light, Larata into the light. And then he looks, and in the window, you see the Riddler or a shadow figure in a window sniping. So now Batman and the police are all running to that building. Batman's checking it out. Very cool. You know, the movie kind of it keeps getting better. The car scene was pretty much the best part, but to me, it's still It's still going. They got more action. It's got the scene of the Riddler's apartment. That's a really cool place to be. The music there is great. I'll remember it, hopefully when the soundtrack comes out. It might already be out, but it's a great ambient, great scene with the Riddler's apartment. A bunch of riddles, bunch of images. Okay, we're getting to the end though, but it keeps going. So then you see like, oh, they're trying to. He got away. You realize Riddler got away somehow, and then the Batman's looking around, and he sees wait, what was that? Is that before? They say there's some guy in a cafe. They saw him running into a cafe. He's just sitting there, and it's the Riddler. They catch him. Well, it could be the Riddler, and he catch him with the riddle symbol in the coffee from the trailer. And he just wanted to be caught there. Batman's in the window like, yeah, we got you. He didn't say anything. He's just looking at him. The Riddler's like, once the Riddler sees Batman, he's starting to cry. But before that, he's like, he sees Batman. He starts smiling. He has a big grin. He's like, yeah. And then Batman goes back to the apartment. He's checking it out. I think this is when he sees Bruce Wayne's picture. He sees Batman. He's piecing it together like, I know who you are. I know who you really are. So Batman, I thought he was going to take down the picture of Bruce Wayne real quick. He just left it. He leaves it there. They already took pictures, I guess. They would have noticed. It would have been too obvious. But he's just like, he's looking around. He sees that he might know who he is. You don't know if he knows because it could just be a coincidence. Bruce Wayne's there. Batman's over there. And he's like, are the real you? It could be anything. Could have tried to guess it was him. But he looks at Gordon. Gordon gets a call, and Batman thinks like, I get the vibe that he thinks Gordon. They're telling Gordon that he's Bruce Wayne or something. But Batman's like, you're a good cop, and leaves. Oh no, he said, what does he do? Gordon tells Batman that the Riddler wants to talk to him at Arkham, and Batman leaves. He says, you're a good cop. You're a good cop. Like in a goodbye kind of way. So he goes to talk to the Riddler in Arkham. Riddler's like, we did such a good job. I think this gets interesting. Riddler's like, it all's coming together. And he's like, what are you talking about? Batman's like, what? But Batman's staying back in the shadows. He's not, because he doesn't want him. I guess I got the vibe that he didn't want him to see his face clearer to know it's Bruce Wayne. But he's hanging back. He's not sitting down. And they're in the interrogation, the glass room where visitors go. The glass is there. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. Then he says like, he does like a mouth movement. Bruce Wayne. I think he's hiding the lip reading because Batman looks after that at the camera. There's a camera pointing at his face. So I think the Riddler's hiding himself saying Bruce Wayne because he wants to keep his secret. And Batman's just sitting there very silently, but like his eyes are like, it's getting more intense. Like he looks like he's about to cry or something. He's like, Bruce Wayne, it's you, orphan. You don't know what it's like to be a real orphan. 10 people in a room, opposed to a mansion over the park. You're not a real orphan. He's gatekeeping orphans. Okay, you wake up to a rat eating your finger. And Batman doesn't say anything. I guess he doesn't want to confirm or deny it. But every time he says Bruce Wayne, it's always like he does the mouth thing, which I assume is the preventing the camera from lip reading. But then he starts saying like, oh, the Waynes thought they were so good and all that. And then he's like, we did such a great job. Batman's like, what do you mean we? Oh, you're my accomplice, no? And he's like, no, I'm not your accomplice. You're insane. Then the Riddler starts to break down. He's like, oh, no. Then it's a little confusing, this part, but Batman's like, what? And then Riddler's like, wait, you don't even know. You're not as smart as I thought you were. And it's like, what? So I thought the movie was going to end there, but it keeps going. So Batman goes back to the apartment. He's like, you didn't even know. I thought you were smarter. I gave you too much credit. And then Batman's like, what? Okay, I'm leaving. So he goes back to the apartment. He's looking around. project. What was it called? What do you call it? Renew? Project Renewal was like a project that the Waynes were going for that redid stuff. Renewal, I guess, renewed stuff. That was the Wayne's big project. And for like orphanages. It was like for an orphanage, I think, that they went to. But I guess that's why he's mad, the Riddler, because it was just abandoned. But, you know, the orphanage. What was the saying? Orphanage. Wait, I don't want to miss this before or after, let me think. I think in the interrogation, he said, like, Project Renewal, when Wayne died, all the Falcone and everyone was going for the Project Renewal to work under it. Under the guise, the mob, all the crime syndicates were trying to get part of the renewal program because it was money or something. And I guess Falcone was trying to blackmail Maroni into thinking he was running it, and then they arrested Maroni or something. And then, but it was a cover-up and Falcone was actually pulling all the strings for like 20 years. He was the actual guy running the show. He had the police and everyone working for him. No one even knew the whole time. That's the reveal. So it was always Falcone. Falcone said that Maroni killed Bruce's parents when Bruce went to visit him. He's like, it was probably Maroni that did that, but it was actually Falcone. He blackmailed Maroni. Falcone, Maroni, pepperoni, you know? Hold on. So the cops were bought. Maroni gave the cops money. It was all corruption. The senators and all that. It was all Maroni. It was all Falcone. Because everyone wanted a little extra. Everyone was getting a little greedy. So that's why the orphanage was abandoned. I guess all the money went to that or something. So Batman went back to the apartment. He's looking around. He looks at a Project Renewal magazine that was in plastic wrap, I think. And he's like looking at it. It's like, I think there's his website. He goes to his website that he's live streaming to, like, he has 507 followers. 507 followers on this the dark web live stream thing, whatever it is. People, okay, we're buying guns. We have masks. Caliber rounds. Oh, I'm following you. You know, it's like Twitch, but like the dark side. Live streaming. And his last post was like, I'm gonna get caught by the police, but before I do, you know, do them. It was all planned. There's gonna be big explosions, vans. Batman goes there and he's like checking out the evidence, and there's a cop, and he's like, the cop has seen Batman before. He got into a little argument with him before because some cops don't like Batman. Like, okay, why is he here? I missed some parts. You know, the old commissioner, I think, died, but he didn't like Batman. He was like, get him out of here. But now he died. He's one of the people who died who was corrupted, and the Riddler called him out, so he died earlier in the movie. But that cop from the other, he said, wait, you can't go in here. It was police only. But Gordon's like, come on in. He's there again. And then he's like, Batman's just looking at him like, for real? And then, you know, he gives him a stare like, I'm looking through this stuff. Batman's looking, he's like, why are you here? And Batman's looking through, he finds the old murder weapon. And he goes back to this murder weapon a couple times. He notices, like, okay, this is the one from the crime scene. He said that before, though, that there's blood on the wood that makes the outline of it. That's when the cop took a picture of it, because she saw Batman looking at it very closely. And he noticed that was the murder weapon. And he goes back to it. He looks at it closer. It seems like there's wood marks on it. So he looks at the wood in the Riddler's floor, and he picks at the wood, and there's actually it reveals on the carpet a whole map of the city with like 7 trucks. And the live stream says 7 trucks are there, and they're gonna go boom, and then they explode right when they found the rug and stuff. Right when it's all revealed, the bombs go off. There's no time to stop the bombs, like in the games. It all goes off, and it floods Gotham. He destroyed. I was like, why is he only bombing the sides of the Gotham? It's not really gonna kill anyone. But I was like, oh, those are dams or something that the water comes in. So now he's flooding Gotham, and he has like people online that are gonna go somewhere to shoot. The mayor's gonna have a speech that they're gonna go and shoot the mayor. So it's all planned that people would be too much in a panic to stop them because there's flooding going on. So Batman's going there. He's trying to get to the mayor before this happens. The new mayor. Wait, what happened to the old one? That mayor died? I don't know. Something happened to that one. I guess he was corrupt or something. That was one of the people who died. Oh, the guy in the first death that you see is the mayor. He's corrupted though. So the other one wins, I guess, or is up for election more. Better standing. I don't know. But she's there, and Gordon's like, you shouldn't really go up there. There's flooding. It's coming here. We have to get out of here. And she's like, no, we shouldn't run. And the snipers are getting ready. There's like a couple of Riddler's men. They look like the Riddler, the same outfits. They're his followers. It wasn't 507 people. It was like 10 or something, with guns, high caliber bullets. And the mayor goes out. She's like, everything's gonna be okay. And then all of a sudden she gets shot in the chest, like right here. So it's not lethal, but it seems like it might be. It could be. And so you're not sure if she's going to die or she's dead already. Gordon pulls her out. Everyone's screaming. The water's coming in. The people are just shooting at everybody up from the high rise. It's a stage, and then across there's like a stadium TV thing, and they're on top of that shooting people. And the firefighters are like, let's get out of here. The flooding's coming. Everything's going crazy. People are getting shot. Then all of a sudden the Batman comes in, saves the day. He comes in with a vengeance. He comes in strong. You really know, like, okay, they really needed him for this, because he comes in there. He got the grapple hook. He's grappling everybody. He's doing all the stuff. I'm surprised the high caliber rounds aren't really piercing his shield. He's just taking the shields, even if it's like a high caliber rifle. I guess that's pretty strong. Early in the movie, you see that the bat chest has a metal thing that comes out. It's like a knife. That's pretty cool. But we'll get back to that now that you know about it. So now he's like going around. He's trying to take these people down. But he's having some trouble, you know. I like to see the trouble. You know, if it was an easy battle, I would have been like, okay, this is dumb. But it was actually a tough battle. So Batman, he's hanging on. They pushing him and stuff. They're trying to get him off, but he tanks the shots. He runs after the guy. He's scared because he's like, wow, he just tanked the shots. He takes that guy out, and some other guy's shooting him. He holding on to the rail. He's about to fall off the TV thing, and then behind him is the stage with the mayor, where the mayor is supposed to talk. And Catwoman sees Batman like struggling with the gunfire. He's like, oh my god. And Catwoman's like, oh my god, I have to help him. And she looks on the left. There's like a ladder. She can get up there. Or Gordon's like, how do I get up there? I don't know. So Catwoman, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go that way. So Batman's having trouble. The guy shot Batman in the chest, by the way, to get him there, in that position. And he's reloading the gun, looking at Batman. He puts that to his head, and Batman's just looking at him like, are you really gonna do this? And then Batgirl comes in, saves him. And then he's saving Batgirl, or whatever. Oh no, he's just like, I think he's just tired. Batgirl pulls him up, and he's like, I have to keep going. And then Batgirl's like, no, it's okay, it's over, it's done. Rest. And then Batman's like blacking out again. He's like, okay, I'm going to sleep. But then Batgirl gets taken and by another Riddler goon, and he's like, and Batman's like, oh, I can't get up. He's trying to get up. I guess he got shot actually from the caliber rounds. Maybe they did some damage, but it doesn't seem like it. But maybe it did. Maybe at least bruised him. He's tired. Maybe he's just fatigued out. He can't get up. He's trying to get up, like sit-ups. He's doing sit-ups trying to get up. And Catwoman's struggling. Then he takes out like he never used this before, but he takes it out. It's like a green vial. It could be venom. And he puts it into a thing on his arm where it has a circle where it's meant to go. And it could be his leg, though. I thought it was adrenaline at first, but it could be venom. But he goes crazy. He starts attacking this person that's on Selina, Catwoman, and just punches his face so much. Beginning of the movie, by the way, when he first appeared, he said, like, I'm vengeance. You know, when he beat that guy up. And he's doing it again now. He's beating the same guy up with the same, like, shot with the fist. like where he would say "I'm vengeance" afterwards, and then Gordon's like, "Okay, stop, stop." The police are there finally. They're like, "Okay, pull off Batman." They're pulling off Batman off this guy because he's going crazy, and Batman's like in a rage. He almost punches Gordon because he's like going crazy. So it's probably Venom. And then Gordon's like, "Who is?" He sees the guy on the ground. He asks him, "Who are you? Like, who are you anyway?" And then the guy on the ground has a broken nose. I think we've seen him before, but he's like, "I'm vengeance." And then Batman looks at him like, "You took my line." So at that point, Batman's like, "Is that who I really am? Just some guy, just some mercenary who wants to make the world right?" He's basically like an online deep web guy who follows the Riddler's orders. He's no more better than them when he says "I'm vengeance." It makes him think about himself. Like, is this really who I want to be? Continue to be like this rage guy who thinks he's vengeance? So Batman starts to look into himself at this. After that, he's like, "Oh, what am I doing wrong? I don't want to be like that guy." So it's a very philosophical moment there. What happens now? Is it over? No, not yet. Let me just make sure I don't forget anything. I think that's pretty much it. So the ending, you got the floods are still happening though, but it's like Gotham's gonna recover. The floods are happening in some parts of the city. Batman's like, there's a lot of looting going on. People are trying to eat, and people are trying to eat. Okay, they're trying to survive, so I must beat them up. I must beat them up because of this. But that's kind of weird. But you know, there's looting and there's violence still. That police can't get to those areas. They can't get there. So the Batman is needed. And then Batman's helping people. He's helping the mayor out of the flood area before, and he's leading them with the torch. Oh, wait, before I get to that, there's one more action scene where it's like there's electrical going all over the place. The water, they're still on top of that thing, the TV, and there's electrical wire going around. That might shock the people down there. So Batman, he looks at Selina after the guy says "I'm vengeance," and he's like, he shoots the electrical box he looks at with the grapple hook, and he grapples down to the wire. In the middle of the wire, he's in the middle of the wire, and then down is the electrical swinging around. And then he takes the bat thing out of his chest and cuts it so the electric is cut. And he falls into the water. The wire's cut off from that area. But then he gets up and he's in the water. He's helping the people. The mayor's there. She's okay. He's helping the people. The kid's there whose dad got killed. He's helping him. The kid takes the Batman. He first tries to get the mayor out, but the mayor doesn't trust him. Then the kid takes his hand. And then the mayor takes his hand. And then he's leading people. Then they all follow Batman with a flare. And then it shows Batman helping people onto a helicopter on a different building. It's like a inflatable stadium or something they're on. The helicopter landing, getting people out. There's like it was on the news, like the Batman's actually no. The Batman has like a monologue, like instead of vengeance, I have to be more. I have had a change on the city. I have had a change. I realized, and I have, instead of vengeance, I have to be more. I have to hope. I have to be hope. And then he's helping people. The people are looking at him. I mean, he's helping this person onto a stretcher on the helicopter, and the person doesn't want Batman to leave, and then Batman just looks at her, and he's like, you know, comforting her, and she goes up, and that's when the Batman has the dirt on his look. There, he's looking at the woman in the helicopter leaving. And that Selina kissed that Batman there in that one scene there at some point. Oh yeah, Selina leaves. This is before that. The helicopter leaves. I think after. That's after, actually. So the helicopter leaves. The Riddler's like, no, why'd this happen? He's upset that Batman's actually gaining from this, I guess. And then you hear a voice in the other cell. He's like, "Don't worry, the comeback is much better." And he's laughing a little. So we kind of know who this is. It's the Joker. And it's like, okay, it looks like Jared Leto in the shadow. You can't really see yet. And then he's like, ugh. The Riddler's like ignoring him, but he's still angry. And then Joker's like, don't be upset. You can't see him, but they're in two separate cells. And Joker's just talking to him like, don't worry, you did good. The comeback, the duo will be better. And then you see the Joker. It's actually, it looks like almost Twisted Metal Joker. Like, it was very, the clown, it's like from a comic book. Believe it or not. It's like a very thick face, almost like the Spawn guy. The guy from Spawn the Clown. Thick face. Very comic-like, not realistic. Not too realistic. It's like a really thick face the Joker has, it seems. Not too thick. I mean, it's still in realism. But it's really an interesting looking Joker. I thought it was going to be like Jared Leto. But like, it's... I can't really describe it. It's a pretty interesting take on the Joker. So they're hinting at the sequel, which I hope they make. But I think... I'm not sure if this scene's before that or after, but Selina and Batman are talking on the bottom right. I think that's when that happens. I'm not too sure. Yeah. And Selina's like, this is gonna kill you, you know. You can't. Why don't you just come with me to what was it? Bloodhaven. I'm going up north, upstate, maybe, to have some fun. Get out of here. Batman's like, and she's like, you should come with me. Then Batman sees the bat signal. He's like, no. So they're both. So she leaves, and then he leaves. But he's following her on a new bat bike he has. So they're both bike riding through the cemetery, leaving, and then they come to an impasse, a wall, and Selina goes left. They stop for a second, look at each other, then Selina goes left, and Batman waits a second, then he goes right. Then he looks in the mirror at Selina going away into the fog. She goes into the fog, she's out, and Batman keeps going, and then goes to his face, and he seems like he's going faster, and then I think that's when the movie ends. And that's it. That's the whole movie. Pretty much. I think that's pretty good remembering there. There's probably something I missed, for sure. But you got to see it. The atmosphere is really good. It's an hour-long review. I basically just told the whole movie. What can I say? You should do like 3 of these. No spoiler review. Long, just the whole movie in text, in voice form. So that's the review. I mean, is that really a review? I don't even know. I'm pretty new at this. I just told the whole movie. But what did I think though? I didn't give any of my opinions, did I? Oh yeah, there was this one more moment during the when Falcone was fighting with Selina that Batman cut the power, but then Batman cut the power, but then you see the elevator. I missed this part. They cut the power, but the elevator door opens and you hear it like ding. Like, okay, so how's the elevator working if the power was cut? Unless there's like a backup generator, but there's no lights on except the elevator. But then later on you do see that there's some lights on the ground floor, the party area. So I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of power left. Maybe just that section of club had no power. There's the Iceberg Lounge, and then there's 44 below. Maybe just the 44 below had no power. Okay, so I let that one slide. But it was kind of like, okay, I didn't get it at first. I was like, wait, what? But that's where like they're shooting him with the machine guns, but he's blocking it, and he's like punching people like in that one trailer. That's pretty much the only scene I missed. I thought the movie was gonna end like 5 times, but it kept going, so that was cool. I really liked it. I wish I was gonna see more of the Batmobile, but yeah, because I know I'm not gonna see that for a while unless I go back to the theater. I really want to see those scenes again. They're pretty good scenes. What else can I say? It makes me want to play Batman, The Dark Knight. It looks like the Dark Knight costume. Oh, I hope they make DLC for the new movie, but probably not. It's an old game. I don't think they're working on it anymore. But yeah, I really like the movie. I hope they do another one. I'll see it for sure. I want to watch it again. I do want to watch it again. So we'll see if I do that. The Riddler was cool. Kind of weird. It wasn't really a cool costume. It was just like gas mask, dark. Nothing really like. Nothing really standing out for the Riddler. No cane or anything. Just the riddles. You know, he gave Batman a bunch of cards, like greeting cards from Hallmark or something. Those were his riddles, like they were inside those kind of things. I liked the Penguin. Penguin's cool. It was very well played, not over the top. Falcone's cool, I guess. Selina, I was surprised Selina never got a mask. Like, I thought Batman was gonna give her like his own mask. That because the Riddler said that, oh, I love your mask. We would look so good together with them on. I wish I had mine on. That's when Batman says like, I'm not with you. And Riddler's like, oh, you are though. And he's like, no, you're insane. But I thought he was gonna give Selina like her own mask at some point. Like, okay, here you go. You're a Catwoman. Here's a real mask. So she's just wearing like a ski mask. But that never happened. Very surprised at that. I thought she never wears like an official leather mask. I thought she was. There's always ski mask. Maybe she did have one. I didn't notice it at the end. But anyway, no, she didn't. But other than that, pretty good. What else can I say? That's the whole movie. If you're who's gonna watch this and then go see the movie? Okay, now I'll watch it. What else can I say? Gordon, he didn't get promoted or anything. I don't think during this movie. Was he commissioner? I don't even know. Maybe. All right, that's it. That's the whole stinking caboodle. Whatever. I don't think I missed anything. I'll pause for a sec, see if I can remember something. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. But thanks for watching. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is not really a review at all, is it? It's a good movie.